Wow, we did it. We're here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Save a Kingdom. We are here playing an adventure path from End Publishing. I'm so excited. I'm here with some amazing folks. We've got a mini campaign that we're going to be running through. But first, if you find yourself interested in the adventure path that we are playing right now, it is live on Kickstarter. There is a link that you can literally go to and buy the book and play in the same world using the Level Up Advanced 5th edition system. This game is it's just a deeper, or this system is a deeper, more flexible version of the 5e rule set, which you already know and love. If you love 5e but would like a little bit more depth to the rule set, also expanded character archetypes and ancestries and all that kind of good stuff, Level Up is the game for you. If you're familiar with D&D 5e, the rules will be simple enough for you to pick up as you play, or you can check out the rules for free in advance at www.a5e.tools. That being said, my name is Lexi, otherwise known as Black Girl Mage, over on Twitter and Twitch. I will be your narrator today. I'm going to pass it around to my amazing players, and we'll just go in the order of the overlay. Madeline, if you could go first.
I'd love to. Hi, I'm Madeline. Are we doing character introductions or not quite yet?
Not quite yet.
Okay. I am at the Goose Girl on most places. I call myself a professional shitposter, and I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, remarkable. Hamna.
Hello, everyone. My name is Humna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. You can find me over on Twitter at @shahid_, and that's where I talk about all of the different projects that I'm a part of.
Amazing. Savannah.
So I'm Savannah Broadway. I'm on Twitter at @purplegnomeling with no E. And I'm the editor of the Gate Pass Gazette, aka the magazine for Level Up Events 5th edition. And also my parrot's around here somewhere, but I'm not interrupting her popcorn, so.
Remarkable. And Drac.
Hi, I'm Drac or Draconics. Sorry, my throat. I'm Drac or Draconics. I use he, they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQES. I'm an actual play performer, producer, writer, anything and everything TTRPG related. I've got my grubby little mitts in. So if you want to find out what else I've got my mitts in, follow me there.
Speaking of mitts, let's start this game.
Yeah, that's relevant. Mitts.
You figured out. It's symbolism. Amazing. Yeah. So this system that we're using, we're going to just dive into what it is like to play it. I think that you all will find it is fairly easy to understand, fairly easy to play and catch on to. Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm too excited, y'all. That being said, I wrote out my whole thing that I was going to start with, and then I left the page. Let's go. Let's get some music here. A mighty blast of hot air bursts from the tunnel above the waterfall. This waterfall courses down a large mountain, cascading chaotically against the side of this mountain. It smashes into you, this hot air smashes into you and nearly throws you onto the ground. Roaring like a creature from the very depths of this mountain, Nolda of a level of hell, a nightmare bursts into the chamber at incredible speed, lava streaming from her body, fire burning in her jaws and her eyes, a red dragon. The mighty Sarath alights on her treasure hoard and fixes her malevolent gaze on you, her eyes filled with white-hot fury. I want everyone to roll me initiative as we immediately launch into combat. So this is going to be a dexterity. Go ahead. If you know 5e, you're doing the same thing here. We're going to roll a d20, add your dex modifier, and any initiative bonuses you might get. And let me know what y'all get.
I would like to immediately, right off the bat, use one of my features.
Okay, all right.
Let me make sure I'm reading it right. Yes, reflexive spell is a moderate meta magic I have.
Yeah.
Immediately before rolling initiative, you can spend 2 sorcery points to cast a spell up to 3rd level as a casting time of 1 action or 1 bonus action. And it activates and it counts as my turn for like that round, but I get to do it before even initiative is rolled. So I'm just gonna immediately roll that.
Okay, do it.
There's a 22 hit.
A 22 does, in fact, hit.
Okay. So before anyone even moves, he suddenly reaches out and casts, I believe, let me make sure this is actually not helpful at all considering who we're facing, but he casts Ray of Frost and blows, like brings his hand to his mouth and blows a breath of icy cold air at this creature, and deals 1d8 of damage. Is nothing.
Go ahead, roll your 1d8, Drac. I'm so proud of you.
3 points of cold damage. Yeah.
It's cool in my heart, okay? It's cool in my heart.
No, I want you to have,
Yeah. Willow's like, die, you foul beast, and blows this cold air. It does 3 points of cold damage.
It does 3 points of cold damage. You all...
And also reduces their speed by 10 feet.
That's helpful.
Yeah, for sure. In the face of this foul beast who has marked all of your fate, as you step in, you feel the heat on your skin, and it almost feels like you know your fate after this moment. In the face of that, Willow casts this spell, this beam, this absolutely arcs and shoots off of this dragon, and you see like almost a pang of frost behind it. It just turns and looks at you. This foul head turns and looks at you. Anything else you would like to do or say?
No, that's it. That's my turn before I even roll initiative.
Amazing. That being said, Madeline, what did Rowan get on her initiative?
A hot 5.
We love to see it.
After that, I can't follow that. You can't ask me to follow a 22.
No. What did Yusuf get on rare initiative?
It's funny, Rowan, that you got a 5 because I rolled a 2 plus 3, which is also a 5.
Wait,
Oh
I rolled
my
a 2
God.
plus 3, which is also
Oh my god, that's winning!
Oh my gosh. I am gonna say I know for a... Well, actually, what are your dex scores? I don't know if this is...
My
exactly-
dexterity is a 16.
mine too.
Okay,
God,
so
we're
you two are
actually
just going to
twinning.
literally twin. You will take
Yeah.
twin actions in this. Piers, what did Piers get for initiative?
I was thinking that Piers was currently Sir not appearing in this film.
Oh, yes, for sure. Yeah. So there's only 3 of you here. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine.
I know I
I'm sure
took
he's
my
very
turn
on
already.
it wherever he is.
Yeah, for sure. Just
I know I took my turn
somewhere off
already,
in the distance,
but-
I feel like I should roll initiative.
I know I took my turn already, but I do want to say I rolled my initiative and did considerably better than a 5.
What did you do? What did you have?
I rolled a
how much?
19.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
okay,
Yeah.
Drac, not all of us roll high, alright? Like,
It means nothing because I did 3 points of damage and that's my turn anyway. But
What is Willow's dexterity modifier?
Willow's is 2.
Okay. Cool.
God.
I'm
As
scared.
we launch into this. Piers, wherever you are, you feel goosebumps. Your hair just like rising, almost as if you've been like pricked by a wave of heat. Like something blows upon you, and you turn around and you're like, where did that come from? As the dragon, Sarath, is actually going to take the first turn of combat.
That's great.
Isn't it a little
slightly? There's an adventure going on here.
I forgot to say, actually, I realized
He goes to go find it.
actually that the speed reduced by 20 feet, if that means anything at all.
Okay.
It probably doesn't. He's a dragon, but still.
I love you so much. It does not mean much in this battle.
Yeah.
This dragon has almost crumbling rocks and ash have fallen beneath it, and also your treasure has fallen beneath this dragon. It is like sliding down and lithely stepping. It has no need to move with the size and strength of it, as it is going to bite down at you, Willow. It's going to take 2 bite attacks on you, and then spit fire in the general direction of the entrance of this cave. Where is everyone located when we think about how huge this place is? It's a huge cave filled with treasure. You all are here for a reason. Are you near the entrance where the light would be spilling in? Are you closer to this dragon as it spills down towards the entrance?
I'd be near the entrance just because I'm a spellcaster, so I'm like, hey, I can be far away while all of you do the punchy, stabby.
Yeah.
Are there any, are there levels to this cave? Like, is there a ledge or something that's, like, a few feet off the ground? Because that would be kind of my instinct, just to get to some higher ground, to have a better vantage point.
Absolutely. Go ahead. What kind of check would you say this is for you?
I think... One second. I think it would be athletics to climb up. I think that would be something athletics related.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics check. It is not hard for you,
Yeah.
but I will give you this just before we actually even start this battle. This will set up the rest of this turn.
Great.
Yusuf, where are you at?
Yusuf, I think the reason that Willow was able to sort of go just before everybody else, I think Yusuf was busy putting on their hand wraps. Ray was standing, I think, just squarely in the middle of this cave, facing this dragon head on, and still putting on their hand wraps. They're not actually quite prepared for this battle yet, but they are looking like this dragon dead in the eyes. It's probably not looking at them back, though.
Okay, yeah. So I think that this, sadly, this spitting fire is absolutely going to... It's kind of a line, so it's going to shoot out towards the entrance. Anyone who is near the entrance or within 20 feet of the entrance, I believe, is going to take damage here.
Cool.
Bite attacks, though, on Willow.
Willow's like, I am the son of Merle, the Valier of the Mighty Eight. You cannot defeat me. I am the son of a dragon killer. As this dragon bears down on him.
You hear a voice. So how many dragons have you killed?
None yet, but it flows through my veins, the blood of a dragon killer. So obviously, you will be my first. You're welcome.
I think I'll take a look at that blood of yours as she snaps down at you. That is going to be 17 to hit on the first.
Does that hit? Oh, it hits, yeah.
And on the second, 24 to hit.
Oh, that absolutely hits, yeah.
You both watch as the jaws clamp down onto your friend and squeeze them in such a way, it's just a sickening crunch. And you watch Willow. Willow, how many hit points do you have?
I don't think it really matters, I'll be honest. 23.
You watch as your friend, after claiming their heritage, the teeth clamp down on one, like once, and you watch the life leave their body as she clamps down again. Willow, let me ask you this. As the life leaves your body, and you spot a treasure across the room, the thing you were here for, I want you to describe yourself in this moment. What do you look like, and what is that treasure?
So moments before I became Dragon Kibble, I was a 6'1" tall Azamar, dark skin. He's black with almost like fiery red hair, kind of slicked back. He thinks it looks good. It doesn't really look good. His eyebrows to match. His eyes are kind of odd because they are a mixture of green and blue, reflects the blue in there. And there seems to be almost a constant glow behind his head, almost like he has a halo. He's in a very, very ornate robe. Like, you can tell that he has not done much adventuring in it because it looks like he bought it brand new, and trying to look the part. And I think the treasure we see in the pile is a staff, about almost as tall as him, maybe a bit taller. And it looks like it's made of just pure crystal, blue crystal and green emeralds, almost like they're woven and intertwined together. And that is the staff of Merle, his father. He handed it down to him. And it means a lot to not just him, but the family in general. And now that's the last thing he sees as he dies.
That halo just disappears from behind you. I am going to go ahead and roll the Spitfire attack. I believe everyone needs to give me a Dex saving throw. Rowan and Yusuf,
Okay.
you both, I don't think that, Yusuf, did you say that, like, you're in the entrance?
I am in line of the entrance, but not in it directly. So
Okay.
I think I would probably be in the line of fire,
Yes.
quite
Go ahead
literally.
and Dex save
Okay.
to dodge out of the way.
And then, Lexi, do you still want that athletics check?
Yes.
That was, oh my god, so 16. That's the dirtiest little 20.
Ooh, okay, perfect.
Ooh.
Okay. It's easy and quick for you. It's literally just a matter, like, you do this move where you only have one hand on this ledge, this stony ledge, and you kick a foot up, get your ankle on the edge, and pull yourself up. So I think you are out of the line of fire. I'm going to have Yusuf go ahead and make rare Dex save.
I got an 8.
You are going to take 22 fire damage.
Oh, I'm still up. I'm sorry, but I'm still up.
This fire just immediately shoots forth from this thing's mouth, bursts from this dragon's mouth, and you see as she opens her mouth, lava falls down. As you dive out of the way, or as you do you, I will say that, like, you as an adept, very quick, very dexterous. How do you think that this hits you? What does it look like?
I think as this fire kind of comes out, Yusuf is still like mid-wrap, I think, is able to watch and not quite in time is trying to quick step, almost like they're doing a dance around the fire, around the line to try and get to the side of the dragon, but manages to react just late enough that they still get burned. And I think it's maybe like one side of their body that gets burned. So we see a 5 foot even, very short, dark-skinned person with these like very light brown owl feathers coming off of the edges of their face, starting along their eyebrows and kind of fanning out, this long black hair tied up into a ponytail. And Yusuf's eyes are completely in ice blue, no pupils, all scleras. And you can see, I think, one half of their body gets singed, and you can see that they also have wings on their back coming out that have been folded in at this time, but one of the wings starts to get singed, and you can smell the terrible smell of feathers starting to burn as Yusuf kind of dances their way around.
It is single-handedly, Rowan, it's single-handedly comedic, like in the way that you would understand. Comedic, the way the feathers kind of like fly everywhere, but also one of the most deft actions you've seen in a while of someone who didn't travel with you in the circus. You watch as this person just like completely moves out of the way, almost like just like dodging a bull. The fire sputters out, and that damage, you are still up. Yusuf, as you kind of, it's oh my gosh, yeah, Rowan and Yusuf, you two, it's up to you in the initiative at this point. I would love for you each to go and just tell me, what do you look like? Yusuf, you just did that for us. What do you look like, and what do you see in this horde that is causing you to stay here?
Yusuf, you can go first and finish painting the picture if you would like.
I think as Yusuf kind of steps around, you can see that their movements are starting to slow down a little bit, or considerably, not a little bit, as well. And almost like hunched over from the pain of the burns on their skin, Ray looks across the room and in the dragon horde sees an item, a sphere, a cube. No, it's some sort of polyhedral item. It's got 20 sides. I know it has 20 sides to it. It is a stained glass item, something that my deity, I call them a deity. Other people would call them a demon, I think. Isa has asked me to retrieve something that is supposed to help Isa come down to earth. Finally. They're not allowed right now. None of them are. But with the magic in that item, I know I can bring her down.
What do you do?
Full of determination, seeing it, Yusuf's eyes whip up to the dragon's head, and I imagine I've pushed myself kind of up against the cave wall, and finishing up the wrapping around Rare hands, Yusuf presses one foot back up against the cave wall, smiles, kind of shakes their shoulders a little bit, and pushes off. And I would like to use one exertion point to use my ability Bounding Strike to jump. No run, no running start, just straight up jump up towards this dragon using the force of the wall behind me in order to attack it. And because of Bounding Strike, I'm able to use my ability check as my attack roll for this.
Roll well, my friend. Roll well.
Okay. Is an acrobatics check okay for this?
Perfect. I think that's perfect.
Okay. I got a 23.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Describe this as you bound above and soar into the air. What does this look like?
I think as you see Yusuf push up against this wall and jump up, you can see the embers flying off of Rare wings or off of their skin, kind of flying down, almost like the dying coals as they kind of fall onto the ground. And Yusuf just bounds up against this dragon and lands grabbing onto, I imagine if this dragon has like horns or some kinds of like spikes coming off of their face, lands right up and grabs a couple of them, and it's the sheer force of the impact that is the attack in and of itself. I think it's the way that Yusuf's feet land on the dragon's head as Ray grabs onto the horns for dear life.
You can't even, like, the sound of gold pushing down this cave, the sound of the just little clickings of the dragon's scales as it stretches to try to predict where you're gonna land. You land, we can't hear your footstep, like your foot when it lands, but we hear a boom as it creates this like sonic rupture. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. for this section, we're not really like rolling up damage. Dragon's rolling damage, but y'all aren't. That's perfectly fine.
It would have been a D4 anyway, so like it's not great.
Yeah, okay. We'll that's phenomenal anyways. You still kick onto the stick. Are you hanging on or are you trying to like kick off?
I'm gonna hang on.
Okay, you hang on. Rowan, who do we see standing atop this like stone ledge, and what treasure do you glance as your friend hangs on to this horn?
Rowan is less built like a person and more built like a knife. There's nothing soft about them. Deeply angular in their face, jutting cheekbones. There's a lot of muscular, like sinew, like in this way that acrobats, they're very muscular, but you don't see it until those muscles are engaged. They're about 5'8", kind of just like pale skin. It's that pale where you can kind of see like the blue cheese vein underneath. It's that kind of genre of white person.
Mm-hmm.
And under, you know what I'm talking
I love that.
about. Yeah. Yeah, but there is like a rosiness to her cheeks. That's maybe the only thing that indicates like I won't kill you if you try to talk to me. Very kind of pointy elf ears sticking out from underneath her hair, a muddy brown, but in the front are like these bleached pieces. It's kind of obvious this was like a dye job gone bad, but she enjoys them so much that like she keeps them because they're fun, they stand out, and if she wears her hair a certain way, it doesn't look as bad as it does. And then for the treasure, she's looking for something fibrous and paper-like in like a sea of things that are like treasure, like, you know, your precious stones, your gold and whatnot. And maybe what catches her eye is this kind of like very timid shade of red. It's a ticket stub, like a torn off piece of a ticket stub. And what catches it is like this very fake gold lettering. And it says Mab's Traveling Show kind of on the stub. And that is like, that's what I need to get.
Amazing. What do you do?
The current train of thought is I don't need to kill this dragon. I just need to get this thing and go. This dragon is huge. I am smaller than this dragon, so I'm hoping that if I set off some sort of distraction, I can kind of weasel in between the dragon's legs, get this stub, and get out. Okay. So what I do is Rowan has kind of like a set of throwing knives. And I'm looking around the room to see if there's anything I can throw this knife at that'll cause like something to fall or get the dragon like to maybe move or get out of my eyesight.
Oh my goodness. I think you see a large what is the word for it? It's almost like a trophy. It's like a huge golden trophy with 7 stones set into the lip of the trophy. You see that it is sitting on top where you're standing on a ledge. This trophy seems to be set up and off to the side on a ledge as well. And it's huge. You think that if you could hit that, it's like above the rest of the treasure. It might do something. If there's anything else you're looking for, I could list off a few other things as well.
Okay. There's that. Is there anything that part of me is like a comical chain reaction, just like something like a Rue Goldberg scene happens, and then I'm also thinking like there's probably a chance of explosives slim to none, but if I could get something to pop and signal, oh, there's something else happening here, like a firework or something like that. Part of me is like, that's loud and distracting enough as well.
Roll me a pure luck check. And what I mean by that is roll me a d20. This is not according to any skill. It is just going to be if it's 15 or above, I will give you a stick of dynamite.
I love that. Okay, let's see. That's a 3. So no stick of dynamite for me.
Okay, so you don't see Drac, name a random treasure that is in this room. That's the first part of this Rube Goldberg machine.
I think flat out treasure chests. Like it's a classic treasure chest with golden plating and rim around the edges of it.
Okay, so you see this treasure chest, and Rowan, as you look at it, there seems to be a trap on the front. You've seen traps like this before.
Mama loves a trap. Mama loves a little trap. I do think Rowan whispers to themselves, Mama loves a little trap. And she pulls out her knives. And I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna take one of my less nice throwing knives, the ones I don't really care about, because I am curious, is this a throw and hit it sort of contraption? And that's what I'm hoping for. I want to throw, and I'm hoping it will set something off.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, sorry. Did you roll to hit?
Oh, no, I didn't. I was waiting to roll to hit.
Yes,
I was waiting for you to tell me what to do, Lexi.
Definitely roll to hit with your dagger, and
Okay.
we'll see how this goes down.
Oh, that is
Higher than a 10.
Higher than a 10. That is a 12. That is higher than a 10.
Perfect. Sequence of events. You throw this dagger. Yusuf, it goes right past your ear. It whizzes past your ear. It's incredibly close. This dagger, it starts heading towards this trap, this trapped box, but you notice in its way this very almost imperceptible tiny little string that catches your eye. You pierce through the string, you pierce through, and it hits the box. It's obviously not opening the box the way it should be. The lock immediately spews out a bunch of fire, immediately emblazoning the dragon, but more importantly catching that little tiny line on fire, and you watch it as it traces all throughout the ceiling of this place. You probably need another round to see what it does, but you've just dealt a significant amount of damage to this creature and distracted it for sure. It turns its back and whips Yusuf along with her. Yeah, anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's it. I'm just proud of myself. I'm gonna let myself be proud.
You gotta be proud. That being said, it is back around to the dragon. The dragon has turned around. It has taken some damage from this fire, as it is fire, but it's mostly illusory. It's just magical, force damage almost. It's going to try to... Yeah, this is what it's going to do. It's going to cast a spell at Rowan, and it's going to try to shake Yusuf not off, but up into the sky, so that there is falling damage involved. How are you holding on, Yusuf?
With my hands!
Okay, pure athletics? Is that what you're going with? Cool,
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Roll me an athletics check for that. And then, Rowan, I'm going to roll a ranged spell attack at you.
Rock and roll, baby.
Rock and roll! Okay, 21 to hit.
That does hit me. That does hit me.
That's going to be 22 fire damage your way.
I am so dead.
You are so down.
Yeah.
This fire just completely submerges you for a second. You fall back onto the wall. And yeah, your eyes catch that ticket. It's close, it's nearby. It's not burning near this treasure chest, but that's the last thing your eyes kind of focus on. As you fall asleep. Hamna.
I got an 8.
Absolutely not. Rolls you up in the air with these thick horns. You fly up. I'm gonna say you fly up about 20 feet. That's gonna be 2d10 damage, and that's 14 damage your way.
And I have also passed out.
as you come down, you see that 20-sided box. It is perfectly underneath you. And when you land, you touch it. And everything goes black. As I change the music.
Oh, stream's over, everyone.
Stream's over. Thanks
That's
for
it. That's
coming.
the campaign, everyone.
That's all I really needed to do, you know?
This is a great run.
Everything goes black as our heroes, well, who's to say if they're heroes just yet? But these three are being dragged out by a fourth. Well, a fourth and a fifth. Peers. You were asked by the local bard, Three-Fingered Jake. You were asked by Jake to help. He just heard whispers of some young heroes going to take on the dragon, and he asked you to accompany him. As our heroes blink in and out of consciousness, who do they see dragging them? You're muted. I love you. Oh, Sven.
You're muted.
There you go. Oh no!
It was very dramatic, I promise.
There you go. I believe it.
Okay, anyway. But no, the first thing that probably would catch someone's eye is that not quite like Yusuf's eyes, but the whole pupil is sort of this it almost looks like they're glowing green marbles, but almost kind of like a doll's eyes almost, except they're all one color. But pretty short, about 5'4", sprightly sort of youth of question mark gender, and sort of hovering behind their shoulder is this little glowy green light. Do any of you speak Sylvan?
I do now.
Yeah, you were allowed to fill in. I'll let you do that.
Well, anyone who doesn't speak it hears is sort of if a tiny bell could sound like angry or annoyed, it sounds like that. If you do speak Sylvan, it's probably whispering some "Why are we here? This is stupid. We're going to get eaten." And Pierce is like, "Oh, come on, Thistle. It'll be fun. These are clearly main characters. We were meant to be here."
And as you all fade in and out of consciousness, you hear the echoes of a song as this bard sings something. In the darkness of the in-between life and death, it echoes. I, 2, 3, 4, dragged from the jaws of death's fiery door. Seeroth, long have we suffered her greed and scorn. Oh, she takes what your heart needs most, but soon these heroes will come to boast. Seeroth, felled by these miscreant four. And it falls to shadow.
Dun, dun, dun.
And when you all awake, well, I guess you all awake in a tavern. Of course, where else to get a wake up? But before we get to you, we see where these adventures will take place. Hengistbury and Thorn, these two tiny little towns right next to each other, separated by a small hill. We see a small village sitting on the bank of a long, winding river in the midst of a countryside. The sleepy plains with rolling grass, ambling pastures, and off in the distance, a desolate castle, delicately resulted to bricks and mortar, with only the high twinkling pitches of a wind chime left alone in the wind. Strange shadows creep across the countryside. Lycanthropes lurch between thick-trunked trees of the dark forest. Fey creatures sing as twinkling bells, echoing airy light songs upon lost travelers. We see a lord and lady looking over a small hill as the sun rises, the lady resting a soft hand on her lord's shoulder as he looks at his town and the town over. Something dull. Something twinkled in his eye once, but now sits dull. Finally, the tavern comes into view. The Bleeding Heart Tavern, a local hub in this small town, and we hear a version of the song just heralded as our heroes stumble awake. You are singed, you are licked by fire, the smell of ash is in your noses, and the thought of being in danger does something to the body. When you all awake, you are simply surrounded by these townfolk, but someone has dragged all four of you into one booth. Who wakes up first?
I think because I'm an elf, I'm in like the trance.
Yeah.
That's my reasoning, unless someone else is like, I'm canonically a light sleeper, then I'll yield to you.
It's canon.
But
I mean, as an Azamar, I technically bounced back at 1 HP. Right? After death. It bit me twice. It would have killed me anyway. But maybe that could be a reason why I wake up as well. But I think just because of who Willow is as a person, I think they become aware first, but they just refuse to open the eyes or move. They're just like, oh, I'm staying here. I'm just gonna stay here.
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes, please.
Yeah, they definitely open eyes first.
Yeah. Rowan, you see... Oh, Savannah, I think you're muted again.
I'll learn one day. I think, so for Rowan, whenever Rowan wakes up, the Piers is like right here. Like, It's like, you're awake.
Like, how
very
close?
excited. And then
How
kind of
close?
remembers that he shouldn't, like not quite nose to nose, but a little nose to nose. Like, this is not a person who understands what personal space is.
Mm-mm.
Just like,
But when he sees
adjusting
that you're awake, he like sort of, just sort of humbles backwards and is like, yes, you're awake.
you're really lucky that I am too tired to gut you with a knife. Because that was way too close, my friend.
Oh, right. That makes sense. You're not from around here, are you?
Why do you care?
Because I know most of the local elves, and I don't think you're one of them. So you're a new friend.
Yusuf, at this moment, you wake up as well. I'll say if Willow has already woken up but just refuses to acknowledge.
Yeah. If Yusuf's okay with it, the moment like he wakes up but refuses to acknowledge it, kind of like slides and just rests their head on whoever's next to them. And if you're okay with that, Hamna, just Yusuf is like just laying there.
I think Yusuf wakes up, and before they open their eyes, Ray feels the pressure of like a body on one side, and I think maybe it's not the burnt side. I think it'll be like the other side of the body. And Ray kind of wakes up first and like instinctively like goes to like see what this pressure is, and like sees somebody there that, I mean, Ray recognizes that you were there at the cave, and it's just kind of, I think, like, stiffens up a little bit because Ray's not really sure what to do, and also is extremely sore from the burns on one side of their body. And they kind of just, like, I think gently, very gently and awkwardly start to, like, move their shoulder on that side to try to be like, hey!
I'm gonna roll for it real quick. Hold on. Cool,
The other
rolling
important
that one.
question,
I think.
does anyone drool
You
with
move
their
your
sleep?
Oh, I think Willow does.
Great. That's great. That's wonderful.
And I think as you move your shoulder, his head slips and it just hits the table in front of us. Goes, oh.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. It's okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. It's just one of many battle scars that I will wear proudly. Oh.
I don't think that you were in battle with this table, unless did it kill your father?
No one can kill my father.
Did it
My
insult
father's
your honor?
invincible. No. Did we beat the dragon? I blacked out.
No, you
No.
were eaten, and then I was burnt. I don't know what happened to Yusuf.
I was thrown up into the ceiling of the cave, and I remember the treasure. And I think Yusuf gets up, really scrambles up in a fury, and starts to look around. Are our things around here?
Yes. As you get up, your head spins immediately. This is something I haven't figured out in the system. I would like for everyone to have a one level, except for Piers, one level of exhaustion. As you all are
Fatigue.
Yeah, we have fatigue.
fatigue. We
Yeah.
have fatigue. Yeah. I think
What does
that's
fatigue do?
let's see.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, Control F fatigue.
I know, that's exactly what I'm doing. This site is so good. A5E tools or A5E.tools, everyone. It's honestly, and then /rules for everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if this is on here. Fatigue. Dang.
It's under
Okay.
fatigue, death, and doom.
What was that?
Under fatigue, death, and doom. Here we go. Suffering fatigue. You gain a level fatigue when each time you take damage makes you fall unconscious during an encounter. The effects of fatigue are gained after combat. Oh my gosh. 1 second. All you felt after the encounter during the heat of the battle is easy to fight on. But yeah, we have gained a level of fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for now,
Mm-hmm.
essentially you feel concussed, and as Willow is like, did we defeat the dragon? You look and see through, Willow was not really wearing very strong plate mail, not wearing very strong armor. Their clothes are completely torn through, and you see a huge scar that will forever change. Just absolutely looks monumental. It's not a cute little cat scratch. As they look up and try to get at what's going on here.
And I think
all
you
of your
see-
stuff is there. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's in the parts of the clothing that's torn and ripped. You can see that his face is pretty much human, I guess is the best way to put it. It's flesh and like normal flesh, but underneath his clothing or the parts that have been torn away, you can see that some of the skin becomes almost like dragon scales underneath, and just small patches here and there. And I imagine even those didn't do much to stop the bite of a dragon. So some of those are definitely shredded or torn and badly scarred over.
Piers looks briefly excited. It's like, is being a dragon contagious?
I'm not. I'm not picking up what you're putting down right now. What do you mean? I don't think
Well,
it is.
You're
It's not
scaly,
like
you're scaly.
Yeah,
The dragon
yeah.
bit you.
I'm
you were
just
scaly before.
naturally.
Oh.
Yeah, I was scaly before.
Well, that's
yeah.
cool too.
Yeah. You know
So you
Mer,
tried to
right?
skip
Of
to the
the
end of the story. What's that about?
end of the story. What are you talking about?
Well, you went to go fight the dragon. You can't do that until the end of the story.
I'm sorry, I'm not quite following. Are we part of some sort of? Have we stumbled upon a troupe of some kind, or are you an actor?
Oh, no, I'm just me.
Is there like lingo that we need to know in order to like, you know, how you experience an immersive experience and they're like, you have to use the refresher instead of like the toilet. Do we need to know that?
No, you're probably fine.
Okay, well now I'm more
I mean,
confused.
you're main characters. It'll all work itself out.
Just as you all sit confused by this vernacular, you hear the voice of a. It's familiar. It's the voice of the person that their song stuck in your heads, and you see Three Finger Jake. You see this fairly like short king, black man, just kind of just dark hair, cut short, but well trimmed, beautiful barred clothes, just kind of flourishing, but also just a little bit torn, threads a little bit ripped here and there, and has a lute on their back. And you see that they do have 3 fingers on their right hand, the hand that they would play the lute with. And he walks over and says, "Ah, you're awake."
Just barely.
Yeah.
Do you
Ooh.
need a drink? That looks really bad.
Yeah. When did this happen?
I don't know. I figured you could
I
tell
just
me.
bought this robe. God damn it.
Interesting.
You shouldn't curse. Not
Oh.
to.
Okay. Are there children around?
It's just a bad form to do so. You'll anger the gods if you curse them. You see.
That's fine. My dad's killed gods before. It's whatever.
Oh, killed gods. So
Yeah.
what's going on with you then?
I'm also going to kill gods eventually. It's just that's like step 2 of my plan.
That's step 2.
Yeah.
So like
what's
step 1 is
one?
yeah. Step 1 is like get born, turn 17, and then step 2 is kill a god. I guess.
I mean, I guess if you're counting being born, I didn't plan being born, so I guess that can't be part of my plan.
All right.
That's probably like more of my dad's plan. No, for me, step 1 is killing a dragon, and then I will go up to killing a god.
Okay. And I'll get a round of healing potions over here. But the rest of you, I mean, Pierce, I already know you. Great, it's great to see you again. Glad you're taking care of our guests. Rowan, or not Rowan, Madeline, what are you just like watching?
Here's
what
the
do you-
thing. I think I have been around like Yusuf and Willow much. Rowan doesn't want to rock the boat because sometimes like that's how people get together. Rowan's not going to contribute to this conversation or else no one's going to like them anymore. So it's kind of like
Maybe.
a quiet kind of taking in. But when Three-Handed Jake comes, someone who is obviously talking sense, Rowan is going to kind of just politely wait for this god-killing conversation to end.
Yeah.
And she's gonna turn to Three-Handed Jake and be like, I was about 80% sure that I died back there, but I guess I'm here now, and your friend Piers isn't really speaking a lot of sense, so I'd really like it if you kind of laid into plain what is going on.
Okay. Well, what I'm sure Piers is trying to communicate is that you all, what? Let me guess. She took something of yours that you value highly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Basically, you have to join the crowd. There's a line. Basically, we're all trying to get back the things that she's taken from us, and you all... There's not even a line. We're all standing at the same place in the race, but none of us know how to broach the race because the race is towards a dragon that is huge and destroying towns and cities, and there's nothing we can really do about it. So what Piers was trying to say is that it's a little foolish to dash into a situation such as that at the and looks around at Godkiller and
Willow looks so offended when they say that it was foolish to rush in. They look like they took physical damage when they said that.
I looks at each of you and the singed clothes, and just says, yeah, at the state that you're in and the level of expertise that you all seem to present, it might do you some well to, beef up a little bit before you go take on a dragon.
Have you considered that maybe we're built different?
Does Rowan laugh?
Yeah, just a little. Like I'm built different. This was not like this doesn't affect me. Obviously we're stronger and better than everyone else here. We were obviously the correct candidates to go in. And also, if you don't have enough gumption, how can you do something?
Well...
My friend Rowan here has a point.
We're co-workers, Willow, co-workers.
My co-worker Rowan here has a point.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna get you and your co-workers healing potions because you got decimated by a dragon. And walks towards the bar, brings back this red concoction, and you all can basically roll 4d4 hit points, and that's what you get back. This is a greater healing potion. You can take this now, or you can drink it if you would like. You can put it away, or you can drink it. But
I can't believe I rolled 7.
I rolled 9.
Question. Right now, are we back at our current hit points? Are we at 1 right now?
You are at 1 right now.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna take this. Okay.
I love that you have that many D4s on call. I can never find my D4s.
It's called being a Virgo, and I now I organize my dice by type, and I just pull out a little before every game. God, I got 3 1s and a 2.
Oh no!
Yo, we're all doing great out here.
That's statistically unlikely.
Yeah. Jeez. It's 44 plus 4, I believe.
44 plus 4.
Great.
Oh,
That's a bit better.
Throw some 4s on there.
I'm up to half.
Amazing. Sorry, I'm testing out these layouts. I'm having so much fun looking at y'all's faces.
3 plus 2 is 5 plus 4 is 9. I have 9.
You got it. I promise to everyone, if you throw numbers out, I will literally add them up so fast for you. Yes, Three-Fingered Jake returns back to the table, hands you these healing potions, and sits down next to you, Willow, and pushes you and Yusuf over in the booth stall. So, what'd she take?
From us?
Apparently, it was important.
It's a magic item. It's very powerful. It's the only way that, deities can come down to our plane of existence.
And you want that?
Don't you?
I'll think about that one. Haven't really had the best of experiences with deities, I guess. The Valya in general. Each one's different. I don't
Have you
have
ever
time.
danced with one?
Have you?
Well, not physically. That's the whole point of bringing them down. But spiritually, yes.
I have to figure out. I mean, which one? I mean, I've really only had experiences with a few, and they, kind of sit there. But I would love to, if it compelled you to go fight a dragon, I would love to learn more.
Have you heard of Isa?
And in that moment, the lute that is on their back, you hear a beautiful ping, like high string, but it's not just one note, it is a chord. It is a beautiful chord, almost played in the midst of the air. And the rest of you hear this as well. Jake goes, "Not until now."
Well, perhaps later we can all get together and you could play a song and I can introduce you to Isa through dance. To all of you. And Yusuf, I think, turns to the rest of the table, to Piers and Rowan and Willow. And they look so excited. Like, Ray is, like, lit up at this point. I think they're, the half of their body that isn't singed, the feathers on their body are, like, puffed up in excitement as they're looking at you all.
Piers
I
is
love
also
the
super
Jason
excited.
Go,
Do
Piers.
they like panpipes?
Yes, of course. All instruments.
I love making new friends.
I'm not much of a musician. I suppose I can sing. But I think I'll just sit and chat with this was it Isa?
Yes.
I'll be happy to grace Isa with my presence.
I can't dance, but I can contort my body. So that could add to the experience.
If you contort rhythmically, that counts as dancing.
Well, then I guess I'm an amazing dancer.
Well, then it's a date. We will all, I will play my lute later, and we'll just all have a bit of an Isa party. I see.
Party.
It'll have to be later. I'm kind of on shift right now, but I truly want to hear what everyone else lost as well.
Oh, I lost my dad's staff, and I placed a hand on Jake's shoulder and just go, "Now, don't freak out, okay? But I'm the son of Mo. I know. I get
You?
it. Yeah.
I've heard of him.
The one and only Merle.
Yeah.
To Yusuf, and I'm like, oh no, not again.
I'm sorry, who is Merle?
It's
Only one of the greatest wizards to ever live.
I thought that
Exactly.
was Merlin.
No, they call him
No.
Merle. They call him. His close friends call him Merle. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, I ended up losing his staff. He let me have it. It's meant to be apparently made by the tears of a dragon, the last tears of a dragon, because he killed one with his party not too long ago. And then I think he ended up, like I said, killed a god and then made a staff out of those tears. So it's like, I don't need this one anymore. I'm going to bestow this onto you, my son, because you can do great things. And he didn't say that, but I could interpret it that way. And yeah, he's going to be pretty upset with me. I'm going to need to get that back.
He doesn't have to find out. It's fine. We'll get it back.
Yeah. We can do it. Yeah.
Piers
Yeah,
is
and then I
utterly
can
confident of this.
And then we can use the tears of that dragon, just like bolster it.
You can make a
It's fine.
taller staff.
That's true.
Exactly.
You could make one as a present for your father.
Aww.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. That's genius. I'm so glad I thought of it. Okay. And he pulls out. And he quickly like pulls that from his bag. Like I'm assuming like our stuff was brought in with us. So he pulls out like a notebook and quickly writes down the note in his book.
Drac, I would love for you to take an inspiration.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
This is going to be so lame compared to everyone else. I have a very sentimental attachment to a ticket stub, and I don't know how it got all wrapped up in the dragon's hoard, but it's there, and I would like it back.
Mm.
What's it a ticket to?
Yeah.
To Mab's traveling show. The old circus.
I love traveling shows.
I think I went to one of those before.
I feel like I've been as well.
Yeah, we were it was a quite popular place. It's not around anymore, but it was quite popular back in the day.
Well,
Did you?
So that's cool too.
Yeah. Did you used to go there, or were you just?
Oh no, I was a performer in the circus.
Wow.
what did you do?
That's even cooler.
Was an acrobat. I had a knife throwing act. And one of my friends, the openers. She did bareback, and I did my knife throwing shtick, and it became a thing.
I'll be honest, all I heard was silent. Was like your voice.
Your
didn't pick up
microphone
for
went
5
out.
minutes. Yeah,
I love
and then
that.
you said
Came back
bareback.
and said, "He said bareback."
I
looked at him and I was like,
I've been doing my knife thing. And
I
no one
also
said
didn't
anything.
like
Harmless,
seeing
I
it.
laughed and I was like, let me
no,
tell
stop.
Madeline. Let me at least
No,
tell Madeline.
it's
stop.
I'm
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We're hitting peak
I heard
power
acrobats
time.
though. Yes.
Yeah. It's peak power surge time where I am. It's fine. Well, I guess we'll back it up now, y'all.
I'm sorry, I'm a child.
No.
Please continue.
No, it's okay. I would have laughed too. I was a knife thrower in the circus. I also was an acrobat. Towards kind of the end, me and a friend, we had a duo act that opened up the show. She rode bareback on horses.
There it is.
I
Okay.
was a bareback rider, and I had my knife throwing skills. Actually, she her name is Philomena. She's still a performer now, and she does some stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with her, but her name is Philomena Grangera.
Wow.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why you would have an attachment to a ticket stub like that. It seems like your time with the circus is very important to you.
Yeah, it was but yeah, you never know what could happen, the circus could come back.
Why not?
Could, for sure.
Exactly.
Well, it's wonderful to meet all of you, and the people in town. I mean, they were all concerned, but we were more concerned at the fact that you kind of ran into the dragon's mouth. But everyone's kind of warmed up to you. They've had about 4 hours or so to do so. So I mean, you've already got a round of drinks if anybody wants one, but also if anybody wants any food, there are tons of options here. It's all courtesy of the town.
But what about you, Three-Fingered Jake, and you, Pierce? You said that the dragon's taken something from everyone.
Pierce?
Oh,
Well,
family heirloom.
Yes. And
Yes.
honestly,
This explains
my
everything.
last loot. Yes, my last loot. Pulls this one out. This is a rental.
Oh, that was a good loot too. You need that back.
I know. Well, maybe you heroes will. Maybe you'll be the ones to break her reign. But for most of us, we've all kind of just gotten used to life without thinking about the things we lost.
Willow places a hand on Jake's shoulder again and goes, "Don't worry, you got a dragon killer here."
Where? I can't seem to find them.
I'm right. It's me.
I can't. Yusuf.
I have dragon killer blood
Is it
flowing
you?
from my veins.
Is
It's
it you?
me.
Rowan. It's you. It must be you.
They turn to Yusuf
killed
and go, "I think they have
your
sight
Mackay
problems."
dragon. Before it's part of an act. It was really cool, actually.
Oh, so a real dragon killer. Okay, yes, for sure. No,
Yeah.
you know what? And turns to you, Willow. Dragon Slayer. You can have a bowl of marinated vegetables and lizard broth on me.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Everyone else, what do you want? We've got peppery seder and pork pie. We've got the saucy fungus. We've got seared griffin. We've got our world famous boiled elk. Just tons of things. What are we feeling, food wise?
Is the saucy fungi vegetarian?
Yes.
And I'll have the saucy.
Doesn't know. He does
No?
not know.
Sure.
He did exactly what I did, like looked off in the distance and then pondered
Yeah,
the
Lexi.
origin of the word vegetarian.
What
and-
is vegetarian in this?
Hey, if you want to know what vegetarianism is in the scope of this world, go to
Go back this on Kickstarter.
Maybe we could get an entire extended background on diets and how these foods were made.
Thank you.
I have no
Actually,
idea.
can I do an insight check to see if he knows?
Please roll me an
Can I-
inside check.
I
I
want
found
to.
it so funny because I fully was thought like, okay, that's Lexi not being sure, but no, it's still on this Jake not being sure.
Jake.
Well, it's also like, you know, when you're at Starbucks and you order like your latte and like, did they make this with
You're like,
with oat milk?
Did you use oat milk? They're like, yeah.
You're like,
Oh,
no.
I'm gonna be bopping on that toilet later, but I'm too afraid to question you about this.
Yeah, I trust this man with my life. I got a 3.
Amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll have this saucy fungi then.
Perfect. Okay. That's for you. Anybody else have a feeling or
Yeah.
any words stand out to you?
If it's world famous, then I definitely need to try your boiled elk, you said it was?
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's really good.
Then I'll have that. And perhaps maybe for the table, we can all share? I'm not really quite sure.
I can ask him to throw it in a bucket.
Oh, that would be perfect.
It's like just like a trough, I guess. I don't know, like a wide bucket.
Like a family-sized meal.
Yes, a family meal. That's perfect.
Is there a family combo?
You can get the elk and the deep fried fox for 5 silver pieces. 5.5 silver pieces. No, I'll bring. That's like an appetizer. Bring the world famous boiled elk. The app to the for the table. Piers, did you want anything?
Muted.
Aww.
Aww.
Thistledown.
Aw.
Yep. Apparently, Thistledown has many opinions,
Yeah.
and comes and is going to demand a portion of everyone's food because that's what she does.
Oh, for sure.
Piers wants something exciting on a stick.
For sure. I'll get you your usual.
Yeah.
And Rowan, anything? Did you ordered for the table the boiled egg? No. Yusuf ordered the boiled egg. I'm just, I barely work this job. This is kind of like my week to work here. So like, I'm not really sure. I'm not good at making sure I'm not gonna know where the plates are going. I'm just gonna bring back what you want.
Okay, I got the saucy fungi.
Yes. So we've got the saucy fungus. We've got the world famous boiled elk. And then for the Dragon Slayer, we have our marinated vegetables and lizard broth.
Sounds good. I like that. The Dragon
And for
Slayer.
Piers, don't
Dragon
get used
Slayer.
to it. Piers, for you, I will bring the seared griffin and pork broth. The griffin is like, yeah, it's real good. And then the pork, absolutely beautiful. And you see
I love
that
coming into town.
Yes. Are they speaking ambient voices? I'm sorry, I have ADHD. I can't even.
I thought there was something coming from my computer, and I heard these voices, and I was like, "Where are they coming from?"
Yeah, no, they're coming from. It was definitely the ambient sound.
See, we'll go back
Yes,
to
yes,
slow,
it is.
slow, somber fantasy music track that I specifically requested, and it's makes my heart fly. Jake disappears into the back. You all have a few moments while he orders your food.
Willow is muttering under his breath, like Willow, the Dragon Slayer, and like a different tones, different timbres, different pacing of saying those. Willow, the Dragon Slayer. Willow, the Dragon Slayer. Willow, the Dragon Slayer. And it's kind of like trying to see which one sounds better to him.
So good. Piers is going to hop up on the back of the booth and is going to start playing his panpipe.
Roll me a performance check as you do that.
Oh, sweet, I can do that.
And while you do that, I will wait on that result. And then Yusuf.
Yeah, I think Yusuf.
That was mediocre.
What'd you get?
An 11.
Okay,
Above average.
cool.
Barely.
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to the 11. Yusuf, what are you doing?
I think Yusuf had been like pushed up against the like wall of the booth when Jake had come in and like forcibly made space for themselves. And so Yusuf, I think, like tries to sidle over a little bit away from the wall, so like ends up being a little bit closer to Willow as Ray moves, and is trying to assess the damage on their one wing, to see like how many of the feathers are like burnt. Like, is this still in like usable for flying, or like how long am I going to be out for, basically?
I think on your own time, you know your body, I think, more than most people sitting down at this table. I think being aware of your space and how your body moves, you think that you need to just like rest. You need to rest for like a day, maybe more than that, just to kind of shake whatever is going on and to assess how bad it truly is. But really the main thing you feel is soreness and the loss of feathers. Birds lose their feathers all the time, and it's not like super detrimental. You lost quite a few, but for the most part, it's like the skin that is needs to be bandaged, that has been slightly bandaged, and just soreness in your bones.
And I think as Yusuf is assessing the damage on Rare Wing, because they ended up a little bit closer to Willow, they also hear the like muttering under Willow's breath of like, Willow, the Dragon Slayer. And I think starts to join in loud enough for Willow to hear, and starts to like almost like echoing, but in a higher register, because I think Yusuf's voice is higher than Willow's is, starts to almost in a harmonizing with Willow, starts to say it back with them.
Willow
go ahead.
Loves it.
Yes.
Willow's like, yes, it's catching on already, let's go.
I love this. Rowan, your friends are chanting, and the pan flute it's fluting.
It's fluting already.
Yeah.
It's just like there's too many sounds all at once. I'm gonna see if I can cut one of the sounds by talking to Piers, and I'm gonna look and go, what do you mean by main character?
And very, very predictably, they stop and are very excited about this. It's like, well, it means that you're going to do something special.
Well, isn't everyone a main character, but just in a different genre story?
You're the ones I'm interested in. I mean, you can go philosophical about it, but...
I'm so sorry to disappoint you, but I just want a ticket stub. Whatever they're going on is much more interesting.
Yeah, but that's how you get to the ticket stub. You be a dragon slayer, like an actual one. No,
I never wanted to slay
turns
the dragon.
briefly to Willow.
Listen, I never wanted to slay the dragon. I just wanted to get in and get out.
Well, we see how well that went the first time, so maybe you should slay it first, and that'll help.
I'm not meant to slay things, if you catch my drift.
Maybe Willow can do the slaying for you, and then you can go get your thing.
I've got it. I'll do the slaying for you.
Great, thanks,
Willow, the dragon slayer.
But you all have to get there, and they call it the hero's journey, so you're heroes now.
No, it's just like, no, do not use that word. Do not direct it at me. No.
In total
Would you
contrast,
prefer to be a
Willow...
villain?
No, it's not about being like a hero or a villain. It's about this. Listen, there's a type of like attention that comes when you're a hero, and that's great. But what I'm interested in is stability right now, more than anything else.
I want to be a hero. It seems cool.
Piers leans way over and claps Willow on the back. That's the spirit.
I just want to dance.
I love that. I want to dance with you.
That's fine.
Yusuf. We were both at once. What did you say, Piers?
I forget. Just go on.
It's okay. I was going to say it, and I want to dance with you, Yusuf. That's akin to what I want to do, so.
I mean, if you want to dance in a very prestigious place, my dad often has balls whenever his party members come back, so you can probably dance at one of his balls. I don't know what kind of dance you prefer. Do you know, like the waltz, the ballroom, any kind of ballroom dancing you know how to do?
It's more freeform than that.
Freeform. I mean,
more
yeah,
improvisation.
Oh, so you don't even plan it. Yeah, I'm sure we can fit that into the
improv's
itinerary.
The best.
Yeah. We can definitely fit that into the itinerary. I can be like, hey, Dad, these are my party members. We killed a dragon. Can they dance at your ball? He'll be like, yeah, sure. Probably.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Well, and
meet your
look at
father.
it this way, Rowan. The best obscurity is comfortable obscurity. And if we go defeat the dragon, then you can be comfortable and obscure. That's what the story says.
I guess. Sure. Rowan's like, oh God, what did I sign up for? Why did I do this again? Rowan's just like, sure, yeah. And then does like, I don't know, knife twirly thing in the fingers. Just very like, this is second nature. This is my version of a fidget spinner, but more dangerous.
Oh, God.
Just as you all are coming to a lull in your conversation, Three-Fingered Jake approaches you all. You smell like spices. There's like a warmth that comes from this food. And this whole place, really, as you hear more of the townspeople kind of ambling in at the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day, really. The sun has come up, and you all get your trough full of food and your individual dishes. It is hearty and it is wholesome. Yeah, the day is yours. What would you like to do? Jake is there. He's like he said he's got to work, but he's there if you want to ask any questions. There are some places in town if you would like to go explore, but you all are kind of hurting. You are exhausted. You are concussed. You are dealing with the aftermath of a very bad fight. What would you like to do?
I think Willow, just to describe, because I think how Willow, okay, he's gonna like take a napkin, very prim and proper, like tuck it in under, like over his collar, so to cover, like, as almost like a bib. Gets another and places on his lap, and singly.
Oh my gosh! Trying to put you on screen. There you go. Yeah!
Very embarrassed, he kind of turns to the rest of the party and just goes, I am a bit draconic, as you can tell as he like points at the scales on his body, and it kind of manifests in different ways for different people, and for me it makes me just really hungry, so I apologize. I might become a bit ravenous when I eat. Just wanted to give you all a heads up.
In reference to the deer that's on the boiled elk, Rowan just goes, "Oh, my portions are your portions. I'm gonna stick to my fungus."
Okay. I can curb my appetite. I just wanted to let you know because it unsettles people sometimes, which I understand is kind of is my one flaw really. So I just want to let everyone know that.
While Willow has been talking, when the food arrived, Yusuf didn't even wait and had poured themselves a bowl of the elk soup or what a broth or stew or whatever it is, and was already like face first eating it. Like Yusuf does not use their hands when they eat. Ray just goes full face first into it, and I think comes up with a little bit of the elk meat coming out of their mouth and drooping down as they're looking at you as you're kind of saying, and they're kind of inquisitively looking at you oh.
I think seeing that he, definitely for the first time ever, there was an anxiousness when he started talking, but then when he sees that, goes, okay, I can't be worse than that, and then goes to eat, and you see that his teeth almost seem to almost sharpen into fangs as he starts tearing at the meat. He also doesn't use any utensils; he uses his hands. But I think a little bit neater than Yusuf probably, since what Hamna described was full on face first. It's a little bit neater than Ram, but yeah, like a delicate dragon, as delicate a dragon as can be.
I think Rowan's just trying to remember chew and swallow. Remember to chew, remember to swallow, remember to chew.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this food's so good, and if you eat it too fast, it's gonna hurt your tummy. So just remember to chew and swallow, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Piers is terrible about that. He inhales it.
So quick.
It's maybe a near thing that he doesn't eat the skewer that it comes on.
Miracle. While we're eating as well, I think in between sort of bites and things like that, Yusuf kind of, if Jake is still around, is still kind of hovering, Yusuf is going to ask them about the people in town. Who around here has been to fight the dragon before? Maybe there's somebody that we can talk to and learn from, or who around here, has more information basically that will help us to improve ourselves the next time that we go to fight it.
Jake is dropping dishes off at tables, and every single time he passes by, he just starts he's talking and saying things and just no, like that, giving you information as he walks by. But he's he basically says, Well, nobody has defeated the dragon before. Other people have fought. But other people have fought, but a lot of people in town have dealt with Saroth and the effects of her triumphant destiny in this kingdom. There's a few people you could talk to if you wanted to. I mean, there's me, I fantastic, absolutely drop dead gorgeous, very respectful. There's Ugg. Ugg is one of my friends, just a very small hill giant. He kind of keeps track of the village, helps people out, all the locals, but you can spot him anywhere. He likes working with his hands. There's the local wizard. There's the Lord and Lady Pemberton. They're very, very sweet folks, and if you need more information about the town, I would go to them first. Also, if you need anything, like if you find yourselves needing gold or needing any sort of currency, we're not really built on the idea of like paying people out, because we're tight-knit community here, but some of the people would for sure owe you a favor if you did any jobs for them. Yeah, there's a lot of people in town you could go talk to.
Maybe the Lord and Lady would be a good first stop. Yusuf says it like food in Rare Mouth.
Love that oh my gosh. Yeah, there's, the two of them. There's a local sheriff. His name is Brand. He's kind of all about the town. It's hard to pin him down, but you could absolutely stop by his cabin and ask for questions or ask for information. There's Samuel and Sons Trading Company. This is just, where a lot of the goods from other towns come into. Literally say it.
Bet, okay, with his mouth full. The moment they mention the sheriff, Willa just goes, ACAB. Goes back to his...
Someone goes, I'd prefer to not talk to a cop, if you know what I mean.
I absolutely understand what you're saying. Well, you can also go to the temple. That's where Lady Pemberton sort of puts in her work during the day. And, we're beginning our autumn festival as well, if you would like to, we're just preparing, so there's stands up. Outside of that, whatever you need, we got it. We got pigs, we got cloth, we have paper, we have pastries, whatever you want. But between us and Thornbury, you're well covered.
Well, if we do go to meet the lady and lord, we probably should, one, get some rest. Everything hurts. Two, we need clothes. We are going to be meeting very important people, and half of us are singed, and half of us have just kind of barely have scraps on our bodies. And I imagine that's not how we want to look in front of proper company.
I mean, you might impress them, but I see what you're saying. It's always nice to be presentable.
What's
Exactly.
wrong with the clothes
You should
that we
definitely go to
already
the
have?
festival later, though.
Yes, festival.
Oh
would
yeah,
be nice.
absolutely.
The clothes you're wearing now are just a little torn and burnt, and a lot of people. It's just gonna. It's a signal. It's definitely a signal that you all tried to do the thing that you tried to run the gauntlet and it didn't work. I don't know if you should parade that around or if you want people to know, but I mean, everyone knows who you are now, so.
Great.
Well, Willow, since you come from a very important family, perhaps you can be the one to help pick out at least my clothes. I'm not really quite familiar with high class society, I suppose we can call it.
I would love to. I can absolutely help with that. Or I can help you as well, Rowan, if you'd like.
Rowan's mind immediately flashes to her disguise kit, which I know for a fact is like when you go into like a BFA program, you have to like get like a Ben Nye box of like Ben Nye cosmetics.
god.
And I bet she's kind of flashing to like this like grease paint makeup kit and like true clown costumes, and is like thinking in her mind, no, those won't do. And is like just nods to Willow. Like, yeah, no, sure, yeah, I will definitely. I'll pick out my clothes because I think I have relatively good taste, but you're right, we should change our clothes.
When you say you have relatively good taste, Willow goes, Piers, would you like would you like some fashion help?
I'm fine. Piers is not fine. Piers has the Outlander background and makes their living via being a trapper, essentially. Piers looks like that is his job. Everybody knows who I am anyway, probably.
This is true.
Okay, yeah, sure. If you change your mind, I'm always happy to give advice.
Maybe
you don't
a
have to take it, of
hat.
course.
Ooh, I should get a big fancy hat. That's a good idea.
Yes, some hatwear would be good. I can help with
So,
that.
as you all continue to eat, just tear through the food on the table, Jake said that this was, on the house, absolutely given to you for free. You stand up and almost like limping out the door, the full exhaustion settling on your bones and on your eyelids as you fight, not, falling to sleep where you stand. We'll be back for a little 10-minute break. And when we come back, we'll have a little fashion montage, I guess. It'll be so fun, so
Fantastic.
cute. That being said, if you just got here recently or did not hear me earlier, we are playing the Level Up 5e. The Level Up 5e system. It's very close to 5th edition. As you can see, we're not really doing much different, but we're already so unique in how we're playing this game. If you want to check out this adventure path, it is live on Kickstarter. There's a link that will probably be dropped in chat here soon. But check that out. We will see y'all very soon. We'll see you in 10. Bye, everyone. Hello, everyone. We are back. We are better than ever. I hope that you got a drink, you hydrated. I'm eating a moo tube. This is not, there's no sort of
What's the moo tube?
advertisement. Okay, so this is from
That's
Aldi. It's
exciting.
basically a Go-Gurt.
Oh.
I am the monarch of childlike foods that should be given to adults because we need it.
Yes, like the squeezy applesauce pouches.
I agree.
Exactly. It's so good.
I've never had the squeezy applesauce pouches.
It's
Interesting.
good.
You
They're
are
new.
missing out.
They're new.
Oh, so good.
That being said, I'm so excited to get back into it. I should hope you were with us before we went on break. If you did not, please go check out this adventure path on Kickstarter. There's a link. You do the stuff. We're playing to save a kingdom. But right now, we're not playing to save a kingdom. No, we're playing dress up. Because
Barbie
it's
shopping
time.
spree.
Yes. As you run out of the Samuel and Sons Trading Company, there's like birds, a bunch of foods, just like not items that are not produced here in town. As we look at the party, what garments do you pick up? Like, what are you wearing? What is your natural state? And also, you all would get go ahead. We can start reverse order if we wanted to start with Savannah this time.
Yeah.
All right. Piers is probably dressed in a very unfancy, like, green tunic, leather armor that, like, might be sort of pieced together. And is generally looks like kind of a ragamuffin. Probably has, like, some not very expensive jewelry, like, at all, but has, like, oodles of piercings on his very long elf ears, and is wearing a bunch of, like, not very matching, like, wooden and bone rings. He has clearly chosen them each individually and has no idea what they look like as a whole.
Yeah, I feel like that's Willow pointed out, like, a set of, like, matching jewelry, and it was just that moment where Piers is, like, absolutely looking past what was supposed to be, like, what Willow picked, and is just choosing randomly, like, not even looking, and just picking them up and being like, yes. Remarkable. Willow, what are
Then
you wearing? Oh yeah, Piers.
Oh, well, no, I'm jumping the gun. Please continue, Will.
So this is after we found the clothes, right?
Mm-hmm. We can
Okay.
do a little scene of you finding the clothes. It's perfectly fine.
Oh, no, it's fine. I just was asking. Okay, cool. I just want to know what I'm describing. So I think he gets like a beautiful, like a red fitted robe. It's, I think it's sleeveless, and it being sleeveless, you can see the dragon-like scales that go down his arm. They're all like, it's like it seems more dark, almost like oil, but when it light hits it right, it's iridescent, so you can see like a sheen of almost a rainbow across it. And they have that out on display. And I think you can definitely tell it's on display because of the scars that he also got from the dragon. He's very much wearing it like, yeah, I fought a dragon, and what? And I came out and told a tale. And I think it's kind of like I think very fitted. They're kind of curvy. I'm gonna be real honest. They're kind of curvy for as mask presenting as they are. And I think the robe definitely fits the shape of their body as they step out. It's all like reds and golds, and they have jewelry got like a bunch of piercings and rings on, almost like he's wearing a dragon hoard on him. That's kind of like the vibe they were going for. So I think while we were looking for clothes together, there's almost like a dragon-like gleam in his eye whenever he saw like shiny things or bright colored things, and almost like naturally gravitated to those pieces of clothing and jewelry.
Nice. Yusuf.
Yusuf walks out of whatever store that we had come out of. And you can see that Ray is wearing, it feels like just like one or maybe two like large cloths that have been like draped over their body. You can see that they have this deep V neck that is cut into the front of their chest. You can see like top surgery scars that are coming out, peeking out from the side of it. Their arms kind of come out from the very, very long and baggy sort of sleeves, and this garment kind of like very gracefully, I think, goes down their slender body off to one side, and it is cinched at the waist with this green rope. It is very thick, and it is like tied around their waist, and inside of the rope is tucked in, there's like scrolls and parchments and like a feather pen in there, as if they were going to be like taking notes or like writing things down. And underneath, you can see peeking out from this white garment is a similarly colored green, it looks like maybe a skirt of some kind that is coming down as well. And on their head, they are wearing a similar kind of scarf or a dupatta as well, to keep themselves like nice and cool in whatever weather we're in right now. I'm gonna assume
fair.
it's hot.
Yeah, it's
I've
like
decided
fair,
it's
warm,
hot.
for sure. Absolutely.
Gosh.
Rowan, it's all. What is
I
Rowan
know.
wearing?
I think Rowan went in and saw like a very sparkly rainbow dress and was like, just kind of looking at it longingly for a second, and was thinking like, there was like a lot of staring at this dress, not because of like it's too expensive, but because it was just like, am I still this person? Am I still
Rowan, could you give me a wisdom save?
Yeah, I can give a wisdom save. That was a 5.
I want to know who this person was that you no longer think you are. Give us a second, a picture.
There's definitely like, you know, the first song of The Greatest Showman where the horses are beating the dirt and Hugh Jackman comes out and it's like that. It's like when the lights go dim at a, like, I'm gonna use Taylor Swift because she's on tour right now,
Please.
the Taylor Swift concert, and you hear the like screams of 10,000 people, and almost like on one of those like circle hoops is kind of like a visage of Rowan's old self, kind of caught in the circle by like the crook of her leg and the way the acrobats do, and a very sparkly kind of deep violet outfit, and each little sequin catches the light and it looks violet to one person but maybe like black to another or navy to another, and they're just like cheers, and she has like a knife in her teeth because why not. There's just cheering and sounds and applause and like exhilaration and sweat and dust.
These dust molecules just like float in the air as you look down, and in this image you look down and you see your friend Philomena. You see standing atop one of these grand horses, like extremely dangerous beasts they are. And she rides them as if they are the wind. She looks up at you with a smile, and there's a moment that when your mind asks, am I even that person anymore? There's a moment where you wonder the way that she looked at you when you were that person. Could that ever happen again? Could I ever be the person that deserved that kind of glory and praise as the applause filled your ears? And as you're brought back to this moment with this dress, as you put it, you like lay it down just a little bit. I don't know if you actually put it to the side, but someone's eyes catch you and you see Philomena also at this, in this huge place. There's bustling, tons of people bustling in and out of the place, and you just happen to catch her eyes.
Yeah.
a
I
flash. Yeah.
immediately put this dress aside and I run over and give her the biggest hug.
She immediately embraces you, and you make me a perception check.
That is, and oh wait, I'm really good at perception. That is a 15.
I'm gonna roll something. You see the stand that she's at. She's at the stand of beautiful, priceless jewels, and you notice her hand quickly move to the side, but quickly come back up and embrace you.
Okay.
It's a very quick moment. You can't definitely say anything, but she hugs you immediately.
With that hug, I just kind of like whisper, I'm like, I am so happy to see you. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? It's been forever.
I know I've heard about all the amazing things you're doing. Like, you probably have to go places, but oh my, what are you doing here? Are you performing? Are you writing? What are you doing?
I'm performing at the Autumn Festival. You see, I'm gonna ask permission to do something here. I'm gonna ask for an X or an O. She's gonna reach up and take your hair. I think you described your hair earlier as like a dye job gone bad.
Yeah.
And I think she's gonna reach up and take a hair that's like kind of like close to your face. She's just gonna. Is that okay? That's all I'm asking.
That's such an O. Go ahead. That is a Keanu Reeves.
We got the green. Reaches up, takes that. Just takes your hair and says, "What happened to the color? I thought you were going to keep."
I had a phase where I thought I'd be a great bleached blonde, and we tried the tester strands in the front, and obviously, I'm not a cool winter. I am not a cool winter. It's fine, but I don't know. I feel a bit cool, with them in the front, and if I don't like it, I can just re-dye it back to what it is.
You've seen Philomena. Philomena, as she looks at your hair and lowers her hand down to grasp your hand in hers. She looks at you not as she looked at you in that scene, where she looks up to you. She sees you almost as like an equal, or just like this beautiful work of art and expression in front of her. You see her look at you and convey this, like, as if she also misses the person you once were. But you see her smile. Anyways, just barely crinkled in her eyes. She's like, it looks good.
It's, I think it's, I think, yeah, thanks.
What are you doing in town?
I'm here for the Autumn Festival too. I'm here for the not as a performer, but as a participant. I've just heard great things about it, and I've been working on a new knife throwing act, and I was thinking this could be the place to workshop it or pitch it for next year. So that's essentially why I'm here.
A new act?
Yeah.
If you need a stage for it, I can give you parts of my show if you would.
No,
I don't. You can be like my opener. I trust you.
Are you sure? I don't want to take away anything from you at all. If this is,
it's going to be like an hour show, like an hour-long show. It's going to be a while.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can have whatever time you
I'd be more than happy to warm up people for you. So
I also would love for you to roll the deception check on I'm here for the autumn festival. I was too lost in the sauce, but yes,
It's
I
okay.
absolutely need.
I'm here for the autumn festival, definitely. That is a 12.
Okay. I'm also gonna roll. Let's keep it. Okay. Her eyes brighten when you say that. She completely. You have gotten that lie through. She just looks at you and says, "Okay. Well, meet me before the festival, and we will make arrangements. I'll be on the big stage."
Perfect. And I've made some friends in town. Is it okay if they watch? I'm not asking for comp tickets or anything, but is it okay if they watch at all?
For sure. It's all free. The performances are free.
Great, perfect. Well, that's even better. Amazing. I am so. It's been too long.
It's been quite too long. I really missed you.
I miss you too.
We should.
No, it's okay. I'm here to pick out an outfit, and I'm you know me. I'm a bit indecisive sometimes, so I must continue on my mission of picking out a formal outfit.
Well, I'll let you continue with your mission, and I will leave you here. I will say, and as she's walking away, I do think the pink would fit you very well. She walks away.
Great.
Amazing.
Great. These are what you're telling me.
Just
is there like a pink like necklace or something, like a little pink gemstone I can find?
yeah, for sure. Easy. You're right next to like the gemstone. Like it's literally a table full of uncut joms. And
Damn it, Lexi. I was thinking it as well.
thank you. I can't say it in any of my games without saying that. You see, some of them are uncut, some of them are hewn into nice little shapes, and there are various sizes, various price tags on there too.
Okay, I'm gonna find. Like, I call it the $5 wine effect, where it's you find like the second cheapest wine. So I'm gonna find the second cheapest pink gemstone necklace and just get kind of like a very nice, simple kind of black jumpsuit.
Amazing. So what I will say, we didn't decide on what kind of lifestyle. Have you all rolled for the gold, silver, any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I have anyway.
I have not, but I can do that real quick.
Yeah, go for it. I will say that the jumpsuit is going to be, I'll say it's like 40 silver.
Okay.
And then the second the second cheapest gemstone that you can find, I'll say it's 80 silver.
Okay. 8 silver. What is that? I only have gold pieces.
Okay, so
10
it's
silver.
like 0.8 of a gold and like it's not. If you convert 1 gold to 100 silver.
Okay.
Is it 100?
It's 10.
Doing this.
It's
10.
10.
It's all pennies. It's fine.
40. Part of me is like, if I give 20 gold, is that enough, or is that me over?
That's too much.
That's too much.
That's
How much could a
way too
jumpsuit be, Michael?
How much could a banana be? 10 gold.
10 gold.
Campaign confirmed.
Would that be 10? I think that'd be 10 gold.
No, it would be so 80. Yeah, that'd be 12
80?
gold.
12 gold. Okay, then I'm gonna hand over 12
Right,
gold.
because it was 80 and 40.
Look at all these math gays.
No, let them do it. I'm normally a math
Not it.
gay, but it's not. Yeah, I think you find that beautiful. If you would like to describe what it looks like, I'll let you have freedom on what that looks like.
I think it's a pinky kind of opalescent gem and it's cut into just kind of like a nice little circle on a silvery sort of chain, and it's almost like a milky pink because like there are these bright fuchsia gemstones, and but then Roman was like, that's out of my price range, and just kind of got this like milky, almost like a rose quartz, I think.
Yeah,
Rose
I love
quartz that opalescent.
Yeah, for sure. Love that. Love that. Okay. Yeah, you are considering this. I'm gonna flash around to everyone else. Piers, I have a question.
I have an answer.
The question is, how long does it take you, like, knowing this place? I think that Piers is not very one-track minded. And I wonder how long it takes for you to wander. How long do you stick with these people until you're like, I'm going to walk away? There's a butterfly. I will follow.
I feel like, yes, I feel like Piers early on obtains a very fancy hat. And in theory, Willow intended to like convince them to wear like a fancy suit of clothes to go with the hat.
Yeah.
And instead, Piers just puts on the hat and then like sees a butterfly and is like, "Ooh," and wanders off.
Oh, okay. I'll pay for
So
that
like
hat.
10 minutes tops.
Just wandering off. You
So
hear
it's like definitely like it's got an ostrich feather. It's like super big and ostentatious.
Love that. Thistledown sits on top of the hat, and you see that Thistledown swings, and like it's that moment where you're walking and this fairy just like swings down in front of the brim of the hat, clouding your vision. And she'll just look at you and say, "What are you doing?"
What do you think I'm doing? What are you doing?
Who are these people? Are we really gonna stick around with them?
I told you they're main characters. They just haven't figured it out yet. You gotta give it time.
You're a main character. Have you figured that out yet?
Well, yeah, that's why we have to stick together.
They smell bad, and they are from the forest, and I don't like them. I've changed accents 3 times in the past 30 seconds. I'm gonna land on something.
It's canon now.
No, that's canon. No, that's
It's just
canon.
what she sounds
That's
like.
how the Fae talk, is they change
They
accents.
just switch accents constantly.
Oh my
come
gosh.
on, Thistle. Don't be like that. Come on, we'll go get some cider and then you'll feel better. And maybe one of those like good smelling like potpourri things, and then you won't have to smell them anymore. I can put it in my hat.
Can I get an incense? And then I get a smoking wand. And you see she like spins around in front of you and swings so hard that her body like just spins in front of you, creating a tiny little tornado of fairy dust.
That's amazing. Pierce sneezes, which I like to think like has like he sneezes and then like the hat sort of like floofs back and she sort of goes whee.
As she goes whee off into the distance, you hear a familiar voice. I think you know the people of this town. You hear the voice of... Let me see if I can do music. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, some new sad music.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah!
Oh no.
Come on, Hans Zimmer.
Different flavor of sad.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. I can't really hear it. It's okay. There we go. You hear 2 small boys and a large, but very small hill giant. This conversation takes place next to you. I think the thing that you hear is, "Well, how long has he been gone?" And you hear a small voice. "It's been like 2 days. I don't know, like 3 days. Oh, what do you think? Yeah, it's been like maybe like 3 days. And what you see outside of the tent of this trading post is Ugg, the very tall but small hill giant that I described helps people in town, and two of the Mortimer brothers, these small orphans who have found themselves. They basically try to come off as like hardened thieves, but they're really just gossips and just trying to start mischief.
Piers likes the cut of their jib.
Yeah. I just... was he dragged into the forest? You hear the nervous sounding one named Gord. He goes, yeah, it was this like satyr looking person, but he was really mean and he pushed me. Look, and you see Gord shows his arm where there's just scratch marks.
Mm.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to immediately butt into this conversation because it's clearly relevant because I can hear it.
You were meant to be there.
Exactly. No, it's how this works. So I'm going to just sort of lean around and interject myself and be like, that sounds like a rescue mission.
Well, I don't, and Ugg looks at you and says, you've got to trust Piers. Piers is good.
Yeah, see, Ugg knows what he's talking about. Great guy. And besides, I know heroes. We've got heroes in town.
You've got heroes in town?
They probably need a nap first, but then rescue mission.
Well, maybe they could like help us, and we won't we'll promise not to rob them for the next 3 days. Does that seem fair?
Seems fair.
Cool.
That's very neighborly, actually.
Yeah. And the other one, that's the best we can really do right now. So our brother, and you see Gord, and the one that's talking right now is named Beej. And then they kind of just say, Poke was taken into the forest by a mean satyr. The Weirwood, I don't know how to say it. Everyone says it differently.
Oh, the Weirwood. Yeah. So before you tell me too much, and before you describe your brother, because that part's important, you should come meet the heroes, except don't call them that. They haven't figured it out yet. But you should come meet the heroes and tell them what he looks like, because I'm going to forget.
Okay, I guess. And these two teenagers wander their way inside. You see you were like outside of the canvas, had just wandered into the grass around. Wander back inside. Yusuf, where are you? Where do we find you in this moment?
I think Yusuf had been following Willow around, given that Willow was the one who was helping Rem pick out Rare Outfit. And so I think Yusuf is probably with Willow, actually.
Yeah. What are you two doing? Let's what accessory is Willow trying to sell Yusuf on?
I need to ask this first. I think Willow would know, but I Drac don't. Is it like for bird folk, or at least the bird folk from your brain, Hamna? Do they have like wing piercings or jewelry? Or
Yeah.
do they usually
Yes.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yes.
In fact, I think in that case, he is pointing out some jewelry like piercings and kind of loops and chains that are very lightweight. I think they're probably specifically made for bird folk, so it doesn't like actually weigh them down. And they're the shiniest, most like precious looking ones, but is also fully aware that you probably can't afford the actual gold. So looking at the ones with plated gold, or like colored, like this precious metals, and it's like these all look beautiful on you. I think these will really make your eyes pop, and bring attention to your wings, because you've got beautiful wings. I think that they would look great. How does this look? And I pick up one of the like little piercings, like hold it in front of your wing, like, can it be down here? Yeah, I think that looks beautiful. Okay, how about that? And I turn to you. How do you like that?
Oh, and I don't think Yusuf was expecting all of the like their closeness that is required, and with like Willow holding up the jewelry up to their wings and everything. And so I think Yusuf is just a little bit like, I whatever you think is best, but I need you to know that I don't have that much money.
It's fine. I'll cover it. It's fine.
Are
and
you sure that?
Yeah, no. Worst case scenario, I put on my tab and just Myrtle will end up paying for it anyway. It's fine. So what here caught your gaze most? And we can just go with that. I think everything here is pretty on trend. It's all in season, so we're pretty lucky about that. What do you want?
Does Willow have piercings?
Yes, I think they have several around their ear. Yeah.
Can you describe what your piercings currently look like?
Oh, okay. I think he has several like hoot piercings around the rim of his ear, around the cartilage of his ear. In his right ear, he has one golden one that kind of like is a dangle earring, just like very long, with kind of like at the end of it is like several smaller metal pieces that kind of sway in the breeze, almost like almost like chimes. They almost even sound like chimes when he moves. And the other ear is more like mostly like stud earrings. He got like a stud diamond earring, with again several hoot piercings in the cartilage of his ear. And I think he always has a nose piercing, but it's just like again a diamond like stud piercing in his nose. Very much more like shiny. I'm putting it on my face kind of vibe.
When Willow asks what caught Yusuf's eyes, I think you can see like their eyes grow wide and big, and you can see into the blue of their eyes. No, like I said, no pupils, all scleras. But even without that, you can tell that there's some interest in their eyes as their face kind of like scans the room and then scans your face and lands on that one dangly earring that you have, the wind chimes. And they hold up their arm kind of like very slowly up towards the wind chimes, and as their hand gets closer and closer to the earring, you can see that their one good wing, though, feathers start to ruffle a little bit in excitement, and they say, "This one."
Oh, you can have it if you want. Actually, and he's gonna go through his bag and pull out another one, because I think it came in a pair, but he chose to just wear asymmetrical, only one.
Mm-hmm.
We can have the same pair.
That sounds amazing. And Yusuf will take the earring, I guess, from your hand, but will put it into their wing instead of their ear.
And I think like I step back and just did a very casual like, "You look beautiful." And as he says that, I'm going to cast minor illusion and just make a almost like image of Yusuf, so Yusuf can see how they look with that minor illusion. Sorry.
And as you do that, I think Yusuf kind of like looks at the image. If I can slightly flavor it, maybe it's like a mirror type thing, so it like moves as like Yusuf moves, so it's not like a static image. And I think Ray stands in front of it and like flaps their wing like once, twice, very softly, and you can hear the clinking of the wind chimes of the earring as they do that. And they giggle a little bit and they say, "Thank you. That is beautiful.
It's my pleasure.
That
It's
is
honestly one of
precious.
the few things I'm pretty good at. This stuff, I guess. But it's not hero work, you know? So it's more
I
of a
mean,
hobby for me.
It could be hero work if you wanted it to be.
I don't know. I don't know how looking fabulous will kill a god, you know?
About the god killing, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yes.
I'm not so sure that that's a great idea. Gods don't generally like being killed.
Yeah. Yeah. The one my dad killed cried in his last moments, hence the whole staff thing.
I
Yeah.
thought those
But
were
it was a
made from
bad
the
god.
tears of a dragon.
Oh
Was
no,
it a
that's the
dragon
staff
god?
No. So there are two staffs. The first one was the one I lost, which is we need to get that back because my dad's gonna be so pissed with me. But he gave that to me because he killed a god and made another staff out of that god's tears. So it was like,
Oh.
I've got a god tear staff. I don't need a dragon tear staff. Here you
Oh.
go. And gave it to
Oh.
me. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It was a bad
Cool.
god, if that's what
Right.
you're worried about. He was like
Well,
yeah, he was kind of evil, you know?
well, I mean, and I think Yusuf
kinda-
looks like visibly uncomfortable at this, and it's just like, how do I have this conversation with
he
this
doesn't
stranger right now?
catch it at all. He's like,
Willow,
yeah,
roll me an Arcana check.
okay. Arcana. $11.
You know, you're talking about like the Valia, the air quotes god and gods, and your even just the idea of like regarding them as bad, good, evil. There's this part. Roll me a history check as well. Let's throw a history check on top of that.
History. Da-da-da. Rolling lower and lower. A 5.
Oh no.
You're not sure how to talk about the divinity and the divine. But the way you're talking about it, you can see Yusuf has some connection to the divine or a divine. And you watch Rem, like they just wince like every single time that you're like, it was a god, and you're like, okay, that was it's like those moments where people are like, oh, well, I mean, the word you're using for God is like, formless being that we could never comprehend, and those words are just, but you're just kind of, but go on, like that kind of like, actually coming out, but you're not exactly sure historically how these Valia are represented, but you do feel a small metal ball bearing fling you in the back of the head.
Ow! Ow! What?
Can I see behind Willow? Who threw that?
Perception check.
Oh my god. Oh, I have a expertise die for any perception checks that use sight.
Oh my gosh, I believe that means you get to roll +3. Hold up.
I think the
know
plus
that.
+3 or the
D4.
D4. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get to roll an additional D4 with it.
All right,
Nice.
perfect.
Do it.
Well, I got perception is wisdom, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I got a 22.
You look past, you see no one. You see absolutely no one. But you get this overwhelming feeling. What you hear is that perfectly strummed chord again. That's all you hear. Softly, like room tone in this room. You can't pinpoint where it came from, but
Willow, I think this is like, it's comical because you're like 6 foot something, right? And
Yeah.
Yusuf is like 5 foot nothing standing in front of you. And I think just kind of like pokes Rare head like to the side just to look behind you, sees no one, and comes back and just starts giggling in front of you.
What? Did I say something? Who did? Did you see who did that?
No, you can't really see her.
See. I'm not. This is very cryptic. I'm not great with cryptic. Who?
The Valia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a Valiant do that?
Yeah, the Isa specifically, I think. Has a great sense of humor, don't you think?
Sure. Why?
Oh, I don't have time to get into all of that.
Okay.
Rowan.
Just maybe talk about killing gods a little bit less.
Okay. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to kill Isa. They seem fine.
Another leaf, Yusuf. Actually, Rowan, as you enter the scene, and Piers, as you also enter the scene from opposite places, like coming from the gemstone, that little stall, and then coming from the back of this trading post to the center where these two are sitting. You both, as you get to the center, you watch a leaf from almost nowhere fall, cascading in these little tiny waves, growing wider and wider in its arcs until it lands perfectly on top of Willow's head.
Okay. It's going to pull the leaf off. Is this Isa as well? Did I offend you? I don't plan on killing you, if that's what you're worried about.
Rowan and Piers, you hear this like soft-hearted plea. I don't know if it's like it's like so close to a threat, but like too scared. Savannah, I think you're muted.
I didn't have anything in particular to say. That's just
gotcha.
amazing.
Facetiously, Rowan looks to Willow and goes, well, to be quite honest, I think if you're going to kill a god, you got to commit to it. You got to kill them all. Really, you can't just be like,
All of
oh.
them. That'd be kind of awkward. Cause like Merle, right? Right? Heard of Merle?
Oh my god, do I know Merle? I think I know Merle, but I don't care about Merle. I'm like,
Yeah.
Merle's, it's a wizard. Everyone knows a wizard.
Yeah, but okay, well, he's not just a wizard, he's Merle. He's kind of like the wizard at this point, really.
So I'm gonna mimic you and go, so Merle is what
I did do that.
why do you even want to kill a god anyway? I've never put my faith in gods. No offense, Yusuf, religions just hasn't worked out for me. But what is the goal of killing a god?
You see like Willow fully like blue screen like
Piers will pat Willow on the shoulder and be like, you can write your own story. It's okay. You don't have to rewrite his.
Yeah, I know that, but like
Piers looks skeptical about whether or not you know that.
Piers taking inspiration.
it's like just like a thing heroes do, like they kill dragons and they kill evil gods and like but like my dad did those things and he's like a hero, I don't want to be a hero, I want to be a hero. Does that make sense?
What if you accidentally become a villain in the process of becoming a hero because you've killed the wrong gods?
That would be
that would be awkward. I would do my research first, of course. Like if I see a goddess, I don't know, smiting a village, then I'm going to be like, that's a bad god, and they deserve to die.
Well, how come you don't know the village? Maybe they were salt in the crops of another village over and they had a rivalry with them. And the god was protecting the other village. What about then?
I mean, in that case, I would be like, hey, don't salt the crops of this other village, and hey, God, don't kill people for salting the crops of other villages, because that just seems kind of like a bit too much for that. That seems more like, I don't know, rehabilitation, or if you're kind of like the people who are into like police and like jail time, but not like a death sentence. So I think in that situation, both are kind of in the wrong.
Ball bearing
Willow,
to the
you're
back of
jumping
the head.
ahead in the story.
Ow! You keep doing that.
Thinking it's pretty-
Isa agrees with me. You're jumping ahead in the story.
Yeah.
You need to stop.
Why
Speaking
don't we
of
start
where we
at
are in the
step
story,
one?
Word.
maybe like what's less than 1 but not 0?
A half.
Yeah, we should start at step half. Speaking of step half, and Piers gestures at these 2 teenage boys he has dragged into here, we have an adventure.
Those are children. That's not adventure. That's a child.
Okay, but there
Where's
should
your
be 3
parents?
children,
Yeah.
and there are 2 of
You
them.
don't even. There's we outnumber you.
I'm not so sure about that. There's 1, 2, 3, 3 of us,
Well,
4 of us.
We didn't know that you were all gonna be together. I thought we were just going after the one.
We're not doing any of that. You're going to tell them about your brother, and then when we find him, you won't rob them for 3 days. That was the deal.
We
I'm sorry, rob us?
so
It's a really
our
good deal.
our brother basically got dragged into the forest. It's really not good, but essentially, me and my brother, we were sitting with Ugg outside the tower or outside of the tavern earlier, and well, a little bit before that. By that I mean like last night, we dared our brother to go into the Weirwood, but he never came out. So
How long ago was this?
it was last night.
Okay. It's technically not a missing person case unless they've been gone for a full 24 hours, but you can give some lenience to this.
I
think both Willow and Yusuf are like, whoa, okay.
you suddenly know criminal law.
Sorry,
I didn't realize they taught you that in the circus.
Well, sometimes in the circus. It was a joke, sorry, but Rowan's like, that's. Barman's like, how do I just not say that sucks? Good luck.
We can help. Yeah, we're heroes.
See?
And we promise not to rob you for 3 days.
I would like
You
to
know,
see
so when
try.
you say that, you were going to rob us? Was that like a thing you were planning?
We rob everyone because we're cool and because we're. And it like leans in. We're like part of the Thieves Guild, so like.
Okay.
Keep
Are
your
you
eyes out.
supposed to be telling people about that?
I'm not telling it. We owe. Shut up! Teenager just like completely overwhelmed.
Would I have seen these kids before?
Yes.
And like, okay, so I know their deal.
You've definitely caught
Yeah.
them trying to steal from you
Mm-hmm.
before.
Okay. I'm gonna. Part of me is hoping that there's like some face blindness and they don't remember me, so I can, or maybe I am hoping that they remember me. But I'm like, okay, you're went into the woods and did you go into the woods to look after at all?
No, because the woods are scary.
That's very fair. Well, I mean, we can go look into the woods for you, for your brother. What does your brother look like?
Well, he's got my hair, and you see this kid like points up at his like just like beautiful red hair. It's in an afro. All three of them have like darker, they have lighter skin, I would say. But beautiful red hair, each of them. You see that the nervous one that's like beige, afro, completely like barefaced other than that. Gord, which is like a tall, scrangly, nervous, has the makings like the tiniest amount of facial hair.
No.
These red little flecks coming out.
Oh, baby boy.
They describe their third brother, Poke. You see that he's like probably when they describe him, he is described as like a leader. They say he's like, his arms are so big he can punch anyone really hard, including you. Don't test him, he'll do it. And they both like start hyping up about how like their descriptions are not very helpful. But I think Piers and Rowan, you both know the three of these brothers and have seen.
Okay.
I think your description of them would be better. You just know that Poke is like in between the scraggly and the like short and stout afro kid, and very much leads their group. So for him to be, and he's scrappy, for him to be kind of taken down, like of course he would go into the woods, but like at the same time for him to be taken down is a very, it seems a little suspicious.
Okay. That helps.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
We should probably go before it gets dark, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to be in the woods after dark anyway, so.
Yeah, for sure. But how about, and I know we're heroes here. We're definitely heroes here. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Exhausted, I might even say. Maybe even
fatigued.
Yeah.
That's the word for it.
Yeah. No, you're right, Willow. We should rest first before we go. But
First thing in the morning.
I just worry leaving a child out there in the Weirwood all alone, all by himself overnight. Is that such a good idea?
Well, I know these three, and I glare at them. And anything about Poke is that he's... If anyone were to be lost in the woods, I'm kind of glad it's him, because that kid can put his 2 feet on the ground and will not back down without a fight. So I'm not too worried about him, but we should go in after a rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I was in those woods when I was only like 25. It's fine.
Pretty sure this kid's like, what? And I turn to the kids and go, you're like, what, 9? They're like 9 years old. I don't know if that's the same.
Eat it.
Okay, but like that's in
13.
human years, so.
You're really small for a 13-year-old.
You're
It's
really
fine.
small
Some
for...
people...
Willow, are you really fighting a child right now?
Am I fighting? I'm not fighting them. I'm just saying, like, some people are late bloomers, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I turn to and go, there's nothing wrong with that.
I have such a specific question. Is one of them trying to rob Willow while they're fighting?
Give me a perception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Willow is just intolerable. I rolled a 23.
Listen, my friend, I gave these kids +4 to to whatever the sleight of hand. They rolled a 19 plus 4 is 23. So you
What?
Yeah.
I would like to use my inspiration.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my inspiration feature. So with my destiny, I chose the excellence destiny.
Uh-huh.
And the inspiration features practice edge. Let me read that out properly.
There we go.
He refuses to be bested by children. Oh god, where is it? There it is.
For a second,
Practice
I
edge.
thought that was what it was written, and I was like, "There's no way. There's no
It's
way in hell."
specifically
Like, sure,
specifically
yeah.
that.
Very flexible Destiny's Devotions backgrounds.
So yeah, the destiny feature is called excellence, and within excellence, the inspiration feature is called practice edge. A perfected technique is often the difference between victory and defeat. After you roll an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, but before you know the outcome, you may spend an inspiration to add a +5 to that roll.
Okay. +5. You see that this kid, the one that's like, it's not a fight if we're winning. The other one has snuck behind. What is something small on your person that this kid would steal from you?
I think, like I described before, he very much dresses like a dragon's hoard. Like he has a lot of gold and silver and stuff like just dangling off of him, as well as on his like neck and fingers and stuff like that. And I think on his robe, or just like dotted around the sides of the belt that kind of cinches out at the waist, are like silver and gemstone trinkets that kind of dangling from there.
You see one of these trinkets. You see it's a beautiful it's a fox. It's a beautiful fox made of this bright orange, we'll say it's like a jasper, like cut of jasper, that this kid has grabbed, and you literally reach down and like grab his wrist as he's reaching back.
I think it's like I've described it. He has very like dragon-like features, and they kind of like jump out every so often. So I think like it was very much like, again, a dragon sensing someone walking about in their lair trying to grab onto something from their hoard. He just, all of the like not bravado, but like all the, I guess, more approachable bravado disappears, and just pure intimidation as he grabs and growls, and it's like a deep bellowing growl as he bares his teeth again, like, and you can see the pointed jagged teeth in his mouth, and then he catches himself and goes, you shouldn't do that, and just takes the gem from them and clips it back to their waist.
Okay. We'll leave you alone. Thank you for helping us. He's in the Weirwood. We'll talk to you later. Come find us when you get him. It's just like
We will.
taking a step back with every single word and like staring at you at what they just witnessed.
And I think
he goes, yeah, we'll find you. And he just says that like without breaking eye contact, just staring.
I think Yusuf goes to the other kid who wasn't just terrified shitless by Willow, and just kind of like, how tall is this kid actually? Because I'm really short.
Like 5'2".
Okay, so slightly taller. And looks up at this 13-year-old, and just kind of like leans in and kind of whispers, maybe next time you can just ask for something that you want. And we'll go into Rare Pocket and pull out, I think, a very long boar tooth.
Yeah.
That they carry on their person. And anybody who is well versed in anything to do with the Valia or any sort of religious thing would recognize this as sort of symbolic of like Iza's tooth, as Iza is known to be a demon with boar-like features. And so they kind of pull it out and they like very like quietly and like with no show of it whatsoever, like slip it into this kid's hand.
You see this like looking down, actually being given something and not taking it. There's something that flashes in this kid's eyes and looks up at you and says, thank you.
Now run along now, and remember what you said. No robbing for 3 days.
Robbing you. Okay, no robbing.
robbing.
Bye. Just runs. Yeah, so it's all of you in this tent. Anything final?
I need to lie down.
Yeah, me too.
You definitely have a place to stay at the tavern, for sure. Where I think Jake literally just like stays there, but has an apartment nearby that you all can clamber into if you want. Pierce, you sleep where you want. You know, you're one with nature. You do what you want.
I gotta go find Thistledown, and then like maybe we'll find a nice haystack. It's fine.
Oh yeah. Anything anyone wants to do before they rest?
Oh, I'm going to tell everyone that we are now going to the Autumn Festival. Whether we like it or not, we're going.
Well, we have to go to the festival. Granny Appleseed has the best pie. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Maybe
I
you
got
should go get the pies, though. She doesn't want to see me, I don't think.
I got a friend of mine's performing, and I might be performing. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's exciting.
I know, right? Yeah,
great.
Great. Yeah. And who knows might be there, because you never know who's like in the, like they say the auditions first starts when you walk through the door, but I don't know who could be there.
Who's they?
People.
Right.
I don't understand.
Are we all staying in the same room, or?
And we fade to black.
Perfection.
The one bed trope. I try.
Yes.
Only one bed, y'all. With that, we will end our adventure for the night. This is going to be an 8-week-long campaign. The adventure does not stop here. And for you, dear viewer, the adventure can continue for far many more levels if you go and check out the Kickstarter and buy the To Save a Kingdom, the Level Up source book. It's a bunch of adventures, way more than what I'm presenting here. I'm gonna put on some sad music because that's fun.
Sad to see you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon fighting music. There we go. That being said, if you did not know, if you just got here, hold up. If you did not know, you just got here. This adventure, like I said, this adventure path is live on Kickstarter. This is the Level Up Advanced 5e system. This is just a deeper, more flexible version of the 5e rule set that you already know and love. So if you love 5e, but you want more depth when it comes to character creation, the rules, ancestries, cultures, classes, all of those things, Level Up is the game for you. If you are familiar with D&D 5e, the rules will be simple enough to pick up as you play. As you can see, we're doing here. Or you can check the rules for free in advance at www.a5e.tools. That being said, my name is Lexi. I was your narrator tonight. I'm just going to pass it on to my amazing players. Who have you been and where can we find you? Starting with Madeline.
I'm Madeline. I have been Rowan on today's episode. You can find me on all good places under the title The Goose Girl. That is me.
The one and only. Hamna.
Yes, hi, hello, everyone. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. You can find me on Twitter at @shahid_, where I talk about all of the different projects I'm a part of. A couple things I just want to shout out real quick that's coming up this week is on Sunday, I will be over on D20 Deathmatch with Drac, actually. We will be battling it out as rival twins. It's going to be great. Who's going to kill who? Let's find out. And on Tuesday, I will be over on the Nameless Domain at 7 p.m. for a talkback for the Bluebeard's Bride one-shot that I produced recently called Guria. We're going to be talking about the making of the show. If you have questions for us, we have a Google form out right now where you can submit your questions in advance or just show up in chat and ask as well. We can talk about that. And the last thing I just want to shout out is that right now I am hosting a TTRPG mutual aid raffle for 3 very wonderful queer trans folks in the community who are in need of help with with paying for bills and food. As part of it, you can buy tickets to win a chance to buy. I can't speak. To get a chance to win a whole bunch of really cool prizes that are tabletop related, and all of the money that is donated will go directly to the 3 folks involved and affected. So if you have any money to spare, that would be amazing and very helpful. All of that information is over on my Twitter.
Amazing. And Drac.
Hi, I'm Drac. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. It's DRAKONIQES. Today I played Willow, the Dragon Slayer. I think he's gonna stick with that one. That was good. But you can. But I play a bunch of different characters in a bunch of different shows. Follow me on Twitter is honestly the best way to figure out what I'm doing at any given moment. The only thing I will shout out is that on Wednesday, again, I always forget to check the time. Can't remember the time. I'm pretty sure it's like 8 p.m. my time, which is like, I don't know, 10 a.m. Pacific. But no, God, that's way off. 12 p.m. Pacific. But I'm going to be in a Pathfinder 2E campaign called Stormforge, and we've been dropping character art out throughout the week, and I'm very excited for mine. My character is a bit of a himbo, of course, a little bit head empty, but it's going to be a lot of fun to play. So if you want to check that out, please show up over at Captain Robear's channel. That's CaptainRobear on Twitch. But that's it from me.
And Zan, Savannah, go for it.
All right. So I'm Savannah Broadway. You can find me on Twitter at Purple Gnomeling with no E. And if you are more interested in seeing cute bird pictures, then you can also follow my co-host Remy at Remedem. And in general, if you want to see what I've had my grubby little goblin mitts on, you can swing by the Gate Pass Gazette for some more level up content.
Amazing. All that being said, we have been your party. I'm so excited to see y'all next week. Same time, same place, right here. Twitch.tv/npublishing. I believe that's correct. I think I'm right.
What about
Yes,
you?
I am. Oh, me? Okay. I don't know. I do stuff. I am a tabletop RPG. I just love the space. I'm a dungeon master. I'm a game master. I love writing. I love reading. I love talking. I love philosophizing. I'm a video editor, a composer. Any of the stuff that can be done in tabletop, I want to learn how to do it and do it well. All that being said, I don't even know what I'm in. But I do know that I'm in some exciting things, so you have to follow me over at Twitch at Black Girl Mage in order to see some of those things. We've got some stuff happening this weekend. Also, last note, I just want to say that, first of all, this party is amazing. Second of all, Hamna and Drac, me and Connie were on D20 Deathmatch, and we played, like, long lost childhood lovers who, like...
Oh my, of course you two did.
Yes!
I almost bodied Connie, but they kept running away from me, and I was like, I will kill you, and we had a moment. We had such a beautiful moment.
I love
that
it.
being said, I cannot wait to watch y'all's episodes and to check out everything. Yeah, check out To Save a Kingdom. I hope everyone has a good night. We will see you next week, 7 p.m. EST to 10 p.m. EST. Bye!
Bye!